What's up, y'all? My name is Barbara Atewe. Welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, it's another installment of my Sew It Be series. I am turning this tapestry blanket into this puffer jacket, so I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please share to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and let's begin. Alright, so everything I used, down from the piece of fabric I used, the type of batting I used, the thread, the needles, the sewing machine, everything will be linked down below in the description box. But I got this tapestry blanket from Amazon. I was searching high and low for one that would look cute as a puffer jacket. I didn't want like the typical, like the old-fashioned tapestry blanket with like the animals and stuff on it, because girl, I'm gonna treat this as a winter jacket. I don't feel like buying a winter jacket this year. This took a lot of effort and I put a lot of my heart and soul into it, you know. So I had to make some shake because I wanted to use that as an actual winter jacket this year. But yeah, so I found this one on Amazon. Again, everything will be linked down in the description box for y'all to buy or look or see for yourself. Okay, so we got fleece batting, we got high loft batting, we got stuffing, and we got nylon lining. Yes, nylon lining, and then the tapestry. What we're going to be doing is I'm going to be taking my my pattern from the tapestry blanket sweater that I made like a few months back, and I'll be using that as my sizing for my puffer jacket. I'm making one for my older brother as well, so I'll have to make a new pattern for that for him. But this is already a double XL, and since it's a puffed jacket, it's the perfect sizing for me. I typically wear like a large in my winter jackets because I don't like to be constricted, you know what I mean? So yeah, we're just gonna be tracing with all of the fabric. Not every scene is shown here of me tracing with every fabric, but I want to let y'all know that it was done with every single fabric. Okay, so it was a tedious process, but you know, we need all of those layers. Okay, so for the actual like part of the jacket that you'll be seeing, which is the tapestry blanket, I wanted to make sure that it was symmetrical throughout the entire jacket. So you will see me place like the back right on the center, and then the front will be on either side of the blanket. It's not like all folded over together. I want to make sure that, you know, everything matched, and you know it did, because you know I'm a professional at this point. I'm basically a seamstress. I should really add that to my resume, because I really did that with this jacket. Now it did take me 3 weeks. It took me 3 weeks to make it, but that is because I take breaks and I don't like to do everything in all in one day, because I will get irritated. And every time I did get irritated, you know, I was like, you know what, no harm, no foul. We will start again tomorrow. Okay, so that was what I did. But yeah, I was just making sure I was tracing everything out and making sure that everything was symmetrical and together. All right, so once everything is cut out, you are going to begin your stacking process, I guess, in a sense. So what you're going to do is take your nylon lining, and then we're going to take the thin fleece batting, and then we're going to take the high loft batting. We're going to take there's going to be 2 of the fleece batting, 1 of the high loft, and then we are going to stack it in like a sandwich. So the black lining is first, then the thin fleece lining, then the high loft batting, and then another piece of the thin fleece batting, and then we put the tapestry on top. We will get to the stuffing later, but this is what you want to do for both sleeves, the entire back piece, 2 of the front pieces, and yeah, that's pretty much it, and the hood, but we're going to be doing that later on in the video, not right now. All right, so once you clip all your pieces together, what you're going to want to do is to achieve the bubble puffer look on the jacket. You want to make sure that you like have like even spacing on each piece of the jacket, you know. So what I did was I measured from the highest point of the fabric to the low end, to the bottom of it, and then I divided it by 4 because I wanted 4 like sections of 4 puffy sections. I don't know how to describe it, but I divided it by 4, and then I marked it with my tailor's chalk. This part was very annoying because nylon does not stay still. It does not stay still. There's a piece of me recording here, but I didn't include it in the video, where I had to literally put my foot down on top of the nylon lining and then hold it down so that I was able to trace with the tailor's chalk. I learned my lesson from the Tapestry blanket sweater because someone mentioned that I should use tailor's chalk instead. But listen, I might need to find like a marker or something because tailor's chalk drags across the fabric and it kind of like tugs it so that you can't like really do what you need to do. So maybe I need to find like a washable marker or something that could fade over time to where I'm able to trace properly, because tailor's chalk, it tugs across the fabric and I don't really like that. I'm not a fan. Wouldn't recommend. Now we are going to begin sewing across the lines that we created. Just a regular stitch. I think the stitch length or tension was at a 2. It was at a 2, yes. And then it was the smallest stitch pattern, straight stitch, whatever it's called, I don't know. But yeah, we're just sewing along the lines, making sure that we are staying on those lines because we want everything to be even. All right, so this is where we begin stuffing. Y'all will notice that this is like the first time I ever stuffed something, but like y'all will notice that I kind of overstuffed it. So y'all will see me like remove little bits and pieces over time as we get through finishing this jacket. But I got this what is it? I think it's like polyfill, some sort, soft loft, I think that's what it's called. Got it from Fabricland. It was $5 a pop, so I got 3 of them. So I don't need all 3. I barely used 1 pack, to be honest with you, because I didn't want it to be stuffed. I don't have time for that. It was like literally compacted in the roll. So I don't think you will need more than half. I'd even use half. I want to say I use about a quarter. Not even gonna hold you. But yeah, just want to make sure that you are spacing it evenly in each section of the, what is it called? I don't know. Each row? Yeah, each row. You want to make sure that it's evenly spaced out and not too overstuffed, because again, when you are when you're like sewing the pieces together, you want to make sure that your body can actually fit in the jacket. It is not meant for a mannequin. It is meant for your actual body. So y'all will see that this row is entirely way too big. it's way too stuffed, you know? So once I was like starting to sew the piece together, I was removing it over time. All right, so now it's time to make the hood. I have this hoodie. It is, I'm not sure what brand it is. It's my brother's. I stole it as for myself. I think it's the Essentials. I love the hood because it is massive, okay? It is massive. It fits all of my hair inside, even when it's in a puff. I love it a lot. So, you know, we're going to use that as like our sewing pattern for our hood. We're going to be using permanent marker because you see I was losing my patience with the tailor's chalk. It was too much work for me, so I just put it on the side that was not going to be showing, so the part that was going inside out, you know, so I didn't really have to worry about it showing through. And then we traced it, and then we also did it for instead of the fleece row, I think I used 2 of the high loft batting, and I didn't stuff it because again there's no need to stuff it. It was giving the puffy look that I desired for a hood, and I didn't want it to be like too stuffy to where my head won't fit inside, especially with like the big hair that I have and like my big wigs and so, all that stuff, you know what I mean? So yeah. All right, so we are doing the stacking process again. This time we are starting off with the tapestry blanket piece first, and then we are going to do two layers of the high loft batting, and then we are doing the nylon, and then we are going to do the lines again. Okay, but this time I think I divided it by 3 instead of 4. I don't remember. Probably 4. Most likely 4. Yeah, I think it was 4, but yeah, yeah, it was most likely 4. And then I'm using the tailor's chalk again, and then we are going to sew through it on the sewing machine again, and then that is basically it for the hood for now. Okay, so now we are starting to put the actual jacket together. So what you're going to want to do is sew the shoulders of the 2 front pieces and the back piece together, so that you know you have a shoulder piece for your jacket. I made sure to not add too much of the stuffing on the shoulder pads where the shoulders were and on the sleeves, so that I have a little bit more mobility, so that, you know, I don't feel like a stuffed sausage, you know what I mean? So yeah, we're just sewing it all together, making sure that we are running it through, doing the reverse stitch to make sure she is secure, because we don't have time for unraveling, because, you know, tapestry is a woven fabric. It's woven, so it will unravel if you do not secure it enough. Okay, so I used I think I used like the medium. There's 3 straight stitch patterns on my sewing machine. I used the one in the middle. So that the one that's like the smallest, it would not work. I want to say I broke how many needles sewing this jacket? I want to say 5. I would say about 5, because I was trying to do the smallest stitch to make sure she was secure, and I had to get real with myself and realize that, girl, you can't be doing that. So we had to switch to the middle. Sometimes we switched to the largest as well. It just depended on where I was sewing, you know? It just depended where. All right, so now it's time to work on the cuff of the jacket. So we are doing a waist cuff, we are doing the wrist cuffs, and then kind of like a zipper cuff. I don't know how to describe it, like the part, the zipper, where the zipper is connected to, because I felt like sewing the tapestry fabric directly on the zipper would have gave me like a brain aneurysm, and I just didn't have the patience for that. So what I did was take what's that thing called, measuring tape, and measure my wrist size, and then I cut out the fabric related to that, and then I did the same thing for the elastic, because I wanted it to like cinch around my wrist to where, cold air does not get through, because listen, I don't like cold air on my body. I like to be cold. I just don't like, how do I explain it? Like weather, like, how am I explaining it? I suck at explaining things. I like to be cold. I don't like manufactured cold, so like AC and like the circulation fan, cool, I am completely fine with. But being outside and it's cold, I'm not a fan. I don't like it. So I want to make sure that I'm trapped up in this jacket. Okay, so yeah, I took the elastic and then I measured it around my wrist, and then I cut some inches off so that it would be like cinching around my wrist, and then I sewed it onto the sewing machine. And I did it, if y'all watch like my wig tutorials, I always say sew parallel, not sew perpendicular, not parallel, or else you will interfere with the elasticity of the elastic, and then your wig will not stay on your head. Also, in this case, your cuff will not budge, you know what I mean? So you want to sew along the elasticity, right? No, across. Yeah, so if the elastic pattern is going horizontally, you want to sew vertically so that you're not interfering with it. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Now we are sewing the zipper cuff. I don't know how to explain it. Y'all know that thick stripe that y'all saw me wear in the first clip connected to the zipper? Yeah, we're doing that because, again, as mentioned, I did not want to sew the tapestry directly onto the zipper. I feel like there was not enough fabric on the zipper for me to connect it to, and the edges of the tapestry are frayed, so I wanted to make sure that I had a wide enough fabric that would adhere to the zipper properly, because girl, I don't have time for this jacket to unravel on me while I'm out in public. That's embarrassing. Okay, but honestly, to determine the width of the jacket cuff or whatever, I just used that ruler thing. I don't know what the term is. It came in a set with my cutting mat and my rotary cutter and all that stuff. So yeah, I just used that as the width, and then I folded it and ironed it so that it would be like straight and perfect for when I sew it directly onto the zipper. All right, so here we are back to sewing the jacket together. Y'all saw that I mentioned that I would get frustrated at certain things. This is the part I was getting frustrated at. I feel like I need a new sewing machine. This one is great, but I feel like I need like a heavy duty professional one. This one is like good for like professional projects too, but like, you know, like either like a serger. I don't know if I should get like a serger machine or like just another Singer machine, but an actual heavy duty one. I think there's like one that's meant for heavy duty projects and stuff like that. So I think I might get that one. Make myself a whole like, you know, sewing shop or whatever. Depends on my mood. We'll see. Yep, so we're just continuing with sewing everything together, making sure that the cuffs are sewn to the actual jacket and making sure everything is secure. Now y'all see that little metal rink-a-dink thing? It's very tiny right beside where the needle and the sewing hole is. That is a lifesaver. It is a magnetic seam measurement thing. I don't know what the name of it exactly is. Again, I will have it linked down below in the description box. It is a lifesaver because if you're like me and you don't have time to be like holding things straight under the sewing machine, this will make sure that your fabric does not budge. Okay, it's really great. Love it a lot. All right, and this is me realizing that I forgot to show y'all how I sewed the hood, but this is a, you know, this is a project check, so let's just move on. All right, so now we are sewing the zipper onto the jacket. Very simple, straightforward. Just make sure that both of the frayed ends are facing towards each other, and then that way you will, you know, I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, just make sure that the frayed ends are together so that when it folds out, it looks together. You know what I mean? So now we are just sewing the hood, the rim of the hood together, because we are going to be adding the fur trim. Okay, so I got this fur trim off of Amazon. It's in the silver fox style. I think it was like $34, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was $34, and I got it in the size large because I have a big body hood. Okay, so it comes with buttons and everything. So this is the part where you have to sew it by hand, unless is there like a button sewing foot? If there is, let me know so I can be like updated and not have to sew everything by hand. But you are going to sew the buttons on, and you're going to mark where the what's that thing called? The loops of the fur trim meet, so that when you sew the buttons on, you know, it aligns with the fur trim. So you're gonna do that for the entire length of the hood. All right, so we're sewing the buttons throughout the entire rim of the hood. After you're done, you're gonna throw it in the wash to get rid of all that tailor's chalk and permanent marker, all that stuff. You know, permanent marker does come off. You just put a little splash of vinegar and you're well on your way. But yeah, this is how she turned out. This is how she looks on my body or whatever, you know. She's really cute. She's really together, and I'm really here for it. All right. And then in this clip, this is how I have two of the tapestry blankets. I'm making one for my older brother, and he said he wants the navy side out, so I'll be doing that for him. I won't be filming that because, girl, this is a lot of work, but I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please just like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. All right, bye bye.